Get started. Are there
Sure.
nobody? Make sure if there's anyone in the waiting room that we get them in there, but I think we're good. All right, let's go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another podcast by Comics. I'm your host, Eerie Diamond. Hi, guys. How are you? I'd like to introduce our guest for the evening, Jason Cole. Hello, Jason. And Brian Crow. Hey, Brian. How are you?
Yay! We're all gonna be famous.
Nah. But you know what? We're gonna have some fun right now. Let's talk. It's a Sunday. How's everybody doing today? Hello,
I'm
Deneen.
teabagging.
All right, guys. So let's do a little. Let's Deneen. Deneen, I don't know if you know these guys. Melanie, I don't know if you know these guys. Jason, we're gonna do a little thing called Listen Up. Oh no, what? Nope. He's going into the universe, which is so awkward. There he is. Oh, geez. We're going to do a segment called Listen Up. This is where you introduce yourself in, as me and Dave used to say, 200 words or less. And let us know just a little bit about yourself and who you are and all that good stuff. Go ahead, Jason.
Hi, my name is Jason, and I'm traditionally a failed musician. And then like 4 years ago, I transitioned into being a failed stand-up comedian. I got into this comedian business as a kind of a naive, drunk 47-year-old, back then. And now I've transitioned into being a failure at making movies, or at least not making any money making movies. So I'm a very versatile, creative person who hasn't made, who's lost literally $20, $30, $40,000 trying to do this. But it's all for the art, you know what I mean? But some money would be good. And I have a day job and I live with my dog. I was born in the 70s. I'm a 70s child.
Okay. The fact that you end, is that, did you just read your Tinder profile? Because that is.
No, I'm working on a new joke. It's like I grew up in the 70s. Back then, an Ethernet was what the guy would try to use to get us in his van. Yeah, Ethernet. Come on, who's with me? Brian? No?
Maybe.
Wow.
She's got the rim shot. It's dark sense of.
Oh my God. Brian Crow, tell us a little bit.
What an intro. What an opener.
Introduce yourself, love. What's going on?
My name is Brian Crow, and for those of you that have dyslexia, that's crime, bro. I'm a comedian, filmmaker, silly bozo of no of no notification. So that's
it. Okay.
I do magic now. Look, I can make this mug disappear, just like my career.
I do love the fact that you guys both have similar backgrounds. We're similar ages and
similar
also,
space backgrounds. What?
Musician, filmmakers, and comedians, out there in the world doing everything in the mediocre way.
I got a lot of stories to tell, but it's a long story that would take more than one episode.
I knew when I first saw Brian at Roosters and he was telling some rock and roll stories on the stage and I saw his cool hair and his jacket, I'm like, I know that guy knows people that I know. And back in the 90s and in the 80s, and I was absolutely right. We were in the same clubs doing the same bullshit.
Totally true.
Did anyone wear a cod piece? That's what I'm curious about. Anybody cod piece?
Not in public.
Not in public. Okay.
But I did dress like the Red Hot Chili Peppers with big multicolored shorts and earrings in both ears and bandanas, the whole nine.
Wow. Wow. I'm sorry. I just got a little.
I do have a Red Hot Chili Pepper story if you want to hear a rock and roll story.
Yeah. Just come on, throw it out.
All right. So my neighbor in Lafayette was this really hot girl who used to go down to LA a lot. She was a club girl.
I fucked her.
You made love to her. Come on, hashtag me too. It's not the 80s anymore. Anyway, she started dating the original drummer for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. His name is Jack Irons. He went on to play with Pearl Jam and stuff. But anyway, so she met him in LA, but he came up to visit her in Lafayette, California, in the burbs. And I was in a band, a very bad band. I was 16 years old. I played drums. We wrote songs about cartoons, and unfortunately, this is why one of the reasons I'm going to hell. We wrote about the handicapped kids at school. We write songs about them. This is my 60-year-old
Jason,
self.
what was the name? I'm sorry. What was the name of the band?
The Brews, BREWS, as in drinking brews. Anyway,
God, I'm so
for some reason, I convinced her to have him come over and listen to us play a song in the hopes that the Chili Peppers would like sign us to their, or take them on tour. We were so bad. The bass player didn't know that he had to be in tune with the guitar player. We didn't know, so we were out of tunes. He comes over and we play a song called "Where Have All the Good Cartoons Gone?" And it sounds as good as it does.
Why?
Have all the, and he's watching packed in this room in my parents' house. And afterwards he's like, all right, cool. Talk to you guys later. And just turns and walks out with her.
Oh my God.
That was my big moment to make it big, but it's called, what is it, Brian? The preparation meets luck. But we didn't have the preparation. We had luck.
You needed more lube.
Yeah. So that was my brush with fame. One of my brushes with fame, where I could have been famous if I had talent.
Oh my God. Okay, wait. So we were going to do this later, but I would like it if you would name off the names of the bands that you were involved with.
Okay.
Because I know it's going to be hilarious.
Okay, the first band was the Brews, then the Small Time Napoleons, then the Gas House Gorillas, then the Goods, then Sugar Boogie, then Utah Girl. I was in a band called Creamsicle.
Stop! Give me a chance to laugh. Oh my God.
Sugar Boogie was good. I was in Utah. I was in McLean and Cole, which is our little Simon and Garfunkel. That's not very funny. I was in a band called Slot Machine. I think the silliest one was Small Time Napoleons. I was playing drums rehearsing when the Loma Prieta earthquake happened. I was on the drum set drunk, and I thought, wow, I was really hammered. And then a whole band left, got up and ran out of the studio, and I'm like, oh, I guess it's an earthquake.
Small Time Napoleon.
It's Small Time.
I'm sorry. What was it? What was the creamsicle? What was it? Creamsicle? What was it?
Yeah, that's just like Dreamsicle. That was a good band.
Oh my God. Okay. Just so
sorry,
you know,
I'm hogging all the rock and roll stories. Come on, Brian, get in there. Let us
No.
let us smell the fingers of your story.
But you'll have to get a test afterwards to make sure you're okay.
Brian, I need a list of your band names.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. So we'll start with Razor's Edge that I was in a band with. It was one of my first bands with Billy Rowe, who's now in Jet Boy. So there's Razor's Edge. Then there was Castle Black. And
I saw him live in the 80s. I was in the audience, and now I met him 30 years later. Anyway, go ahead.
There you go. So there's Castle Black. Then there was Kamikaze. Then there was Strange Toys. Then there was Strange Behavior. Then there was let's see. Then there was Red Satyr. Then there was 01. And there was a lot of studio work. But in terms of bands, those are the ones that come to mind currently.
Oh, wait.
And stories to go with each and every one of them.
I forgot the best band name I was in was Screwdriver Smile. That was my
Oh, that's nice.
That was my hair metal band. And it was named after a picture of Slash in a magazine where he was drinking a screwdriver and he was hammered. And so that was the name of that band. We were managed by Night Ranger's ex-manager, actually.
Really?
Wow.
I've been fired before that, though.
I have to say that Brian, your band names were not nearly as hilarious as Jason's were. Those were
hilarious.
But I would like.
We weren't trying to be fucking funny.
I would like to say on the other side of it that I heard a interview from the Beastie Boys, and she was on Fresh Air. Beastie Boys were on Fresh Air, and the interviewer said, what is your one biggest regret? And they started laughing. They said, naming ourselves the Beastie Boys. The fuck were we thinking?
Yeah.
They were like, that was the dumb. We named ourselves that as a joke, and then became so popular that now we can't change our name.
That's how Green Day feels. That was their code word for going to smoke pot in junior day. It was like, we're having a Green Day. They're like, now it's so dumb. And their first album is called Dookie, and it sells 15+ million. Their first.
Well, Just so you know, when Grimes and I first moved up here, we were 20 years old. We had zero money, no
Wow.
money at all. And we used to, just for fun, we would go to a park with SF Weekly, and we would read the names of the bands just to entertain ourselves.
At the Gilman Street, all those different bands, yeah.
Oh my God, my favorite was Sandy Duncan's Eye, which was my favorite.
He has a glass eye, right?
Yes. We never saw them, but what an ultimate name of a
My
band.
friend's band who used to play at the Gilman was called Anal Mucus.
Okay.
Ouch.
That's just
They were as good as they sounded.
the best band was when we lived in LA. There was a band called Free Beer, which was the best. No, Grimes says no. Grimes says no. What?
No, it was Sex and Free Beer.
Sex and Free Beer. And basically they wouldn't have to advertise anything. They would just be like playing, at this club, Sex and Free Beer. And then people would show up like, what? And they'd be like,
yeah, that's another one of my bands that we couldn't get anyone to show up. We were called Closed for Repairs.
Closed for Repairs.
Nobody ever showed up. It was really weird.
Oh my God. I don't know. The only band I've ever been in was my friends and I had a made-up band called Whores on Fours, and we just played toys. That's what we would play. We would play
adult toys.
We would have toys, and we'd just make noise with the toys. And it was me and a bunch of my chick friends, and we were all very hot because we were very young. But it was fun. Okay. Hey guys. Well, awesome. You know what? Also, I know we're on the musician thing and we were supposed to talk about other things, but
rock and roll. Yeah.
Did you know there's a lot of chats going on here? Sorry.
Yeah. Deneen always has same with okay, aka the sharts. The sharts. Transcendental Death Ritual. Oh, nice.
That's a good band name.
That's a great band name.
Sugar Booger.
And by the way, Brian, on your thing too, I have a friend who we grew up in the Palm Springs, Coachella Valley area, and a good friend of ours who ended up being a roommate when we first moved here. He was in this band that he actually said, you know what? Fuck you guys. You guys fucking suck. And he quit the band. And then they became Queens of the Stone Age? What were they called?
Oh shit.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So basically what if I'm going to potentially extrapolate it, so he might have told Josh Homme to fuck off?
Yes, he was the lead guitarist in the band.
Asshole.
Absolutely, he told Josh Homme to fuck off.
They actually made the band. Him and Josh made the band. And then at some point, about 2 years in, he said, you know what? Fuck you. You guys fucking suck. And then he quit the band. And then 2 years later, he went, this really happened, Deneen. And then 2 years later, he went to go see, oh my God, who the fuck did he go see?
Nine Inch Nails.
Caius. It was Caius.
Caius. He went to see Caius, and fucking Queens of the Stone Age were fucking opening for them.
No.
No.
Hold on.
I like
if I may. So, Aaron started Sons of Caius with Josh.
Yes.
My friend Jason was the one who told Josh to play guitar through a bass amp. And then Aaron quit Sons of Caius because he thought you guys are a bunch of D&D faggots.
Whoa!
He hated
quote. That's a quote.
That's a quote. That's a quote.
Yeah.
We're quoting. Let me quote.
And then so there you go. And then Caius becomes Queens of the Stone Age.
Yes. And Aaron was very angry when he came back from that concert because but it happens. That's the fifth Beatle, right? Or the fourth Beatle or whatever.
He got fired. That was bad.
He'd be like the seventh Beatle.
Yeah, it was sad. He was really mad. But yes, Brian, you got any? Give me your best rock and roll story, man.
My best rock and roll story.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want it from like the So I used to take lessons from, for a brief moment, I took lessons from Joe Satriani. And Joe Satriani
Whoa.
did not just teach me about music, but he taught me things about life. I'm trying to think of what's the one thing?
He taught you to value your hair while you still have it.
Totally, especially because he ended up shaving all of his off. So Jason, you are dead on right about that. In fact, one of them,
That's awesome.
He used to teach in Lafayette, right? Or Walnut Creek area?
Berkeley.
Yeah, right.
Larson Music. No, in fact, so I was in a band called Strange Toys, and we had a show coming up, and we were headlining. It was our first headlining gig. And I was just sort of feeling weird and itchy about it because we were headlining. There was a lot of shit on the plate. And I had a lesson with Joe. I only got like 3 or 4 lessons with him, but I was weird and twitchy that day. And that guy zeroed in on it. He's like, "What's going on with you?" And I'm like, "I'm worried about this gig come up."
Wait a minute, 1 second. Jason, is there somebody in the waiting room?
Oh, am I the host or something? I didn't see a pop-up. I see 6 participants. I don't see where I'm able to.
Okay, Brian, are you? I think that there's somebody that's waiting. Somebody, the host that I don't know about.
I don't see one new message. A Zoom bomber or maybe other Jason.
Yeah, Jason. There's a Jason. Go ahead and hit that.
I don't see a Jason.
Can you make me the host again, please?
So, Brian, you're gonna son of Kai.
I'm so sorry. Just 1 second. We got somebody waiting here. So.
Did you make her the host?
Don't know.
Are you the host? Who's the host? I'm sorry. This is
Brian. It says Brian is the host.
There we go. Brian, make me the host, baby. If you go up to my name and participants, hit the more, and then make me the host.
So I've got a view and admit, and certainly not mute.
Admit. Did you admit somebody?
No.
Maybe they left. It was just a quick ping and then they left.
Okay.
All right. So you're nervous before the show, the big show?
Are we all good?
I don't know. I have somebody telling me they want to get in. So somebody make me the host. If you could go up to more and make me the host. Who's the host right now?
Brian is. I'm looking for ways to do it, but I can't.
I'm the host. Well, then let's talk about jazz. No, I'm kidding.
Please, Brian, there's people that are trying to get into the thingy.
I know. I have no idea what any of this is, and I
should be able to put.
Okay. Do you have on the right hand side? Do you have a participants area?
I've got something that says 2 people entered the.
You just entered them.
Can I help at all?
Thank you, Melanie. I think we're trying to.
Can't you?
Brian is the host, and he needs to.
You hit the 3 little dots in the top right of Eerie's screen. Does that give you options?
Are you on a Mac or a PC?
I'm on a Mac. So I got. Okay, so I hit the 3 dots. I got mute, stop video chat, pin.
Down at the bottom, on where you at the bottom, there should be a thing that says participants, and when you hit it, there should be a column on the right hand side.
I do not have something that says participants.
Okay, so participants. Are you sure? What is you're on a Mac? Are you on an iPhone or a Mac?
I'm on my iMac. I'm on an iMac. I'm not on a phone.
Maybe it's in the upper part.
This is weird.
I'm like, I didn't do this on purpose. What happened?
So on the bottom of the screen, you don't see any. If you click it, there on the left, there's mute, and then video.
I got mute. I got stop video. Okay, so if I click that,
is there a little thing that says participants?
Yes.
Little people, hit that.
Okay.
And then there should be a column on the right hand side. that
See
pops
this
up.
here? Oh, I didn't
It
take it.
ju- okay.
Okay, and there should be people that want to get admitted in.
I put my background. I thought it would show them.
This is weird.
This is totally weird. I have no idea. All right, hang on.
You're right. Let me.
If you click participants at the bottom, you're going to get a column on the right. You see a column with all of us in there?
Yeah, my computer just completely freaked out. Hang on.
The original owner should be able to grab back.
I know. Apparently I can't. So
weird.
Is anybody co-host?
I handed it off to Brian after Eerie successfully made me host. I could see the switch. I honestly can't remember how I did it. I just pressed buttons till I saw. I think I just clicked him. I clicked his 3 buttons.
I mean, you could also maybe click on the person and then but you can't see the 3 buttons there. So there's nobody as a co-host. Brian has all the power.
yeah, apparently, and it's going
Oh, happy Women's
badly.
History Month. Brian has all the power.
All right,
Yes.
we can just go ahead and continue the story because we don't need to switch yet.
No, because there's
You wanna-
people waiting to get
Oh,
in.
right. Jeez Louise.
So you could
Restart.
but that's up to Eric.
Well, we might have to all log back in, which is so sad, but let's just do it.
Okay, yeah, that may be good. And then figure out who's host and co-host.
I'll just host. It'll be fine. I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna restart, guys.
Okay.
Okay. How the fuck did that happen?
All right, this might work.
I have to rename myself. Damn.
Look at that.
Thank you, everyone, for rejoining.
Thank you.
These progressive glasses on and I have to tip my head up like this to see. It's awful. Oh, Jason. Hi, Jason.
Hey, what's up?
I haven't seen you
Jason,
guys in a
yay,
while.
thank you so much. I appreciate
Hi,
you
Brian.
joining in. All right, guys.
I'm recording this. I don't want to interrupt.
All right, wait, we lost Brian. Jason, thank you for joining us, dear. I appreciate you. Brian
Oh,
should
it's
be on in
sweet.
a second.
I just wrote a riff that is a Barry's Queen in the Stone Age riff. You want to hear it?
Yeah, do it. Let's do this. Very nice. Very nice.
Just a little fun.
So Brian he's on his way in, but Jason, tell me your best rock and roll story. What you got?
Oh, I opened for a guy named Eric Martin. He used to sing for the band Mr. Big. You remember Mr. Big with their one hit song, "All I Wanna Be With You," whatever that darn song was. They were an 80s or a 90s hit, and like it was early. Yeah, they were one hit wonder. Just look them up, Mr. Big, "All I Want to Do" or whatever. They had like the #1 power ballad on MTV. So they're one of those bands that fell off the radar after the grunge broke out in the 90s, but they could still sell out stadium or arenas in Japan. The classic "We're Still Big in Japan." So anyway, they just done New Year's Eve in Japan in front of 35,000 people, and this is 3 weeks later in San Francisco at the Last Day Saloon. I don't know if you know that. It was an old bar out there in the avenues. It's called, I forget what it's called now, but just a tiny bar, and he showed up, and there's no dressing room or anything. He comes in with his entourage, literally from a band called Mr. Big, platinum selling. He comes up to me like the opening act. He goes, "Hey, where's the dressing room?" And I thought he was kidding, and I immediately start laughing into his face. Accidentally, I'm like, "Oh, sorry. Well, there's just the bathroom over there." And he's also a short guy. I'm only 5'8", and he's like 5'6". And he's Mr. Rock and Roll, and I accidentally completely 100% insulted him. Like, first thing, I just laugh in his face. I'm like, "Oh, you're serious? Well, the bathroom's there if you want to get changed." It's just a fucking bar. So that was hilarious, accidentally insulting him.
That's hilarious. It's not very rock and roll though. Like, come on, you didn't tear up a hotel room or anything, or?
Yeah, that was just with my bands. I wasn't with anybody famous.
Well, see.
Oh, you're talking about breaking things? Yeah, of course. But nothing you can talk about now.
Oh my God, are you kidding? Can I tell you my best rock and roll? Wait,
yeah,
Brian,
did you go backstage? For sure.
Oh, well, of course I did. What are you thinking? That's all I do. Brian, finish your story, man. Go ahead, finish your story up. I'm so sorry about the technical difficulties.
No worries. What? I was so busy trying to. What was I in the middle of?
You were talking about Joe Satriani cued into that. You were nervous for this big show.
So Joe, being the guy that he was, so he taught me a huge lesson in that. So I had a show coming up, we were headlining, and I was a little bit fidgety, and so he goes, "What's going on?" And I go, "Got the show coming up," and he goes, "So the show's gonna happen, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "So are you so nervous that you're not gonna play the show?" I go, "No." He goes, "Well, then don't worry about it, because this weekend is going to happen. Saturday's going to show up. This show is going to happen. Are you going to show up and play? Or are you going to sit back and not play?" And I went, "Oh, I'm going to play." He goes, "Good. Then don't worry about it."
Jesus Christ. Wow.
Yeah, just shit like that. I got more, but that's for another episode. But that is the guy that Joe Satriani is he wasn't just a guy that taught me how to do in a few short lessons about music, but there were life lessons that are things that have absolutely 100% made a difference in how I approach a lot of things in my life across the board. He's that motherfucker.
Damn. That is really cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's really cool. Mine is just about meeting rock stars and stuff, and
other things your husband.
There was a time when I was very much the person that would get us backstage and then make friends with them and then end up going to their houses. And even though I had my boyfriend the whole time, now my husband Grimes with me, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a band called Skinny Puppy. You guys know that?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
fuck
wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's that's refreshing. Hardly anybody knows who they are. Kevin Key actually became a very good friend of mine. I met him at a poster signing, and I was very hot at the time. There was, we all have that time when we were super hot. Everyone's got that, right?
Eerie, you're still hot now. Just so
super appreciate that. But there was a time when I was very happy with myself. But anyway, so we go to the record signing. I go to the record signing, and he's signing posters. And I had a huge crush on Kevin Key. And I walked up and I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I just sat down next to him and was like, "What's going on? What are we doing here?" And he goes, "Signing posters." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." He's all, "Here's a pen." And I started signing posters with him. And they were like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "I'm Eerie, motherfucker." Like, then it was funny too, because the week after I went to a club, and this like goth industrial club, and this guy's like, "Why do I have a poster with your fucking signature on it?" I'm like, "Because you are lucky, motherfucker." Like, that was
there it is.
Yeah. And I actually became friends with him, and we Grimes and I would go to his house in the Hollywood Hills and hang out with him, and he made him a peanut butter sandwich, and we would get back in the car. And unfortunately, I'm one of those people who I love music and I love rock and roll, but I don't know who anybody is. So we would get back in the car, and Grimes would be like, "Do you know who we just hung out with?" And I'm like, "No, I don't." And who did we hang out with that one time that we went there, Monkey?
Which time? There were like 3 times that we were there. One time we hung out with the guys from Revolting Cocks. One time we hung out with the guys from 808 State.
Yeah.
And then another time we hung out with the guys from Agrum.
These are deep cuts.
Yeah, and these were all guys that were from Wax Trax Records. There was people there. Yeah.
Is this up in the
Bow
Bay
your head
Area?
in shame, Eerie.
This is the Bay Area?
No, this is LA. We would go down
Okay.
to LA to see my sister who lived in LA at the time. And then we would go and visit our friends, our rock star friends. And yeah, it was fun. We knew
Did you
people.
ever go to the Berkeley Square? Obviously in Berkeley, that club on University. Brian, did you ever go to Berkeley Square?
Yeah.
It was less of a metal club and was more of a funk.
No, it was more as it was a great place to go check out punk bands.
Yeah.
I was definitely very entrenched in the metal scene, but I love my punk music.
Yeah, that was the go-to club for like Red Hot Chili Peppers. I saw Faith No More there. That was back in the day. It's a furniture store now, right there on University. It's very sad.
So are you guys so I have a question. Are you guys from the Bay Area? Brian, are you from here or?
Oh yeah, no, I'm born and raised. Yeah, no, in fact, I grew up in Marin. Yeah.
Oh, very cool. And then Jason, are you
I
transplanted?
was born in the Dub C, Walnut Creek, 925 for life.
Are there really gang signs for Walnut Creek?
I'm so old. The area code used to be 415 for Lafayette, Walnut Creek.
A gang sign for the Bay Area is just your credit score.
It's just
Yeah. Wow.
It's my fast track card.
Wow. Yeah, I moved here in 90. Yeah, so I don't. Well, you guys didn't go to goth clubs though. We were all punk and goth clubs, so it was.
Yeah,
all,
sorry, no S&M clubs for me.
No, see, actually, I went to. I mean, I fucking cut my. I was going to clubs when I didn't have a fucking driver's license yet. I used to be a fucking janitor, the old Waldorf. That's how fucking early I got shit started.
And that's right next to the Punchline in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, my 21st birthday, I went to Drug Number 6, I think was the name of that club. That was it's now the Gold Cane, but that was a fucking awesome. They would have the flyers, they would just drop capsules on the street. And when you would pick them up and you would open up the capsule, it had a flyer inside that said Drug Number 6.
Oh, that's crazy. That's cool marketing.
It was really fucking cool. And
were there any drugs in there though?
It's the Gold Cane Strip Club now, but it used to be Drug Number 6. And
you mean the Gold Coast Strip
Me and
Club?
my girlfriends were all go-go dancers there. We weren't even 21, but we would get 2 drink tickets, even though we weren't 21. And we could you could buy a 40 with a drink ticket.
Wow.
And so we would buy the 40 but you couldn't drink it because the security would stop. So we'd go in the bathroom and drink our 40 and then come
romantic.
And dance in the fucking cage above it was crazy. Good times, man. So guys, well, this is so fun to have the rock and roll time. And Brian, what do you play, Brian? What's your?
Well, I'm a guitar player first, but I'm also a singer. And play keyboards. I can do a little bit of drums, a lot of programming. And in the last year, I've become a bit of a film composer, actually getting into dealing with string sections and all kinds of crazy shit. So I'm a musician. That's what I am.
Nice. So kind of everything.
Yeah. But if somebody said, "What do you play?" I'm a guitar player first.
Right on. And Jason, what do you? I know you played, I think, drums and guitar and.
Drums and guitar and bass, and now I'm trying to do a movie. We're trying to be movie makers.
Well, you know what? That's a great segment. Let's go into this has been really fun. It's fun to have 2 rock and roll people because it's.
2 burnout.
Oh yeah.
It's great. But hey guys, it looks like you guys have tried to get into some movie situation. That sounds weird. Looks like you guys have both been starting to do some movies.
We
Well,
joined
see-
a film challenge that challenged us to write and direct and produce a movie in 30 days. So
Yeah, no, we joined
I've
that
never
thing.
finished a script before, so it was something to kick me in the ass and get something done.
No, I mean, so for me, in the last several years, actually, I sort of branched out into. I ended up learning how to do on-set sound and like doing sound recording, and so I've been doing that for a while, and this whole thing came up with the Comedy Stop thing, and I've been writing and doing stuff with a band called Mordred, and doing their shows and a few different videos and shit like that. And this whole thing came about. I was like, well, let's just go ahead and see what can you do in 30 days? What can you write and produce and direct, and what the fuck can you do? So
You can have 5 panic-induced stress fucking meltdowns.
5. That's really, you only like 5. 5 was on. I did 5 on day 1.
I mean, so let's just talk about this festival you guys both got into. You guys both entered. So it's the festival is basically in, what is it, a week or something? It's a week. You have to write, shoot, edit, and submit.
30 days.
Okay.
Put the link in the chat.
30-day contest. Okay. Perfect. So you guys both, and Brian, have you done this before, or is this the first time?
No, this is there's a lot of uncharted territory. There was a lot of elements that I've done before, but never in this like I've done sound and I've done writing and I've done acting, but all in different things. And this is really the first time it was like I just fucking grabbed the helm and said, "This is my motherfucker. Live or die by it, and see what happens."
And thank you, Brian, for telling me about this, because you told me like a month before it was coming out, so I put it in my calendar to join. And they have like over 30 movies. And so they have to premiere it over 2 nights, next Friday and Saturday, with the awards show Saturday night.
So when is this going to air?
Mine is Friday night between 8 and 10. I think that's
Mine is going to be so the all the airings of everything is going to be the 26th and the 27th. And I know that mine is going to be on the 27th, and I'm going to be hosting a show at the Alameda Comedy Club, and I will not be able to actually watch it being aired. And then the awards, whatever they are, will happen after that. And I will also not be available to see anything.
Wow. Okay. So Brian, you're the one who told Jason. Brian, what was your movie about? And do you play a little clip of yours when you get a chance?
Yeah. So basically, well, the whole thing was we were given a topic to work from, and the topic was wheels.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, what the fuck? So and I was actually for a while I was really unsure what I wanted to do with any of that, and I was on the phone with my girlfriend, and we were talking, and somehow we started chatting about whether or not Pop-Tarts were better with or without frosting, and that's what grew into what we ended up shooting, because it's completely stupid and silly, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. But how is that okay? Oh, but back to wheels. But you're gonna keep it. Okay.
Trust me, it all works out in the end. But I don't want to.
I wonder, should we show some clips?
Yeah, let's do it. Brian, you want to show your clip? I don't know if you.
I would like to. I'm like going, wait a minute, where's.
Are we going to make him host again?
Oh my God. This is going to get scary. But we're all in here now, so it's okay. It's okay. Now that we're all in here.
Maybe you're only allowed to make one person to host once in free Zoom.
Yeah.
Can you go? Okay, here we go again. We're going technical. Go down to the video area, and then go down to video settings, and then I think you should be able to share your screen. Come on, you can do it. Jason, do you know how to do it? Do you want to start?
I'm in select a camera. Oh, my camera's off.
Oh dear. Zoom.
I don't see video settings. I see mute, stop video, participants, chats, share screen. Oh, I guess you want me to do mine first?
Yeah, do yours first.
Oh,
Actually,
host disabled participant sharing, screen sharing.
okay. Well,
Here we go.
here we go. Let me go ahead and help y'all. I know. Grimes has got his fingers crossed. Okay. Oh my God. Wow. By the way, isn't there a song that every time you go into a music store, you are not allowed to play it?
You're not supposed to play Led Zeppelin?
Is it Zeppelin?
Stairway to Heaven. No Stairway to Heaven.
Is it Stairway to Heaven? No Stairway to Heaven?
I don't know that song.
Freebird.
Is it Freebird? All right, Jason, over here. Follow my voice. What's your movie about?
My movie's called Tonight I Killed, and it's about a no-name rough and tumble comedian out on the road living the hard life, but also he's kind of he's living in a fanciful world in his head as to making it more romantic than it really is, even though he's out there bombing and having a shitty time playing at shitty clubs. It's nothing to do with personal experience.
No, nothing. Do you want to, I made you the host and you can share your screen if you want to play a little clip.
All right, cool.
Tonight I Killed. Good movie. Here we go.
Crank up your screens. This is just dropping right in. Here we go.
Sometimes in this business, things can go south in a hurry. And I'm not just talking about my bank balance. I'm talking about bombing. A comedian's worst nightmare as your opening joke is met with silence and great
There's Brian.
expectations evaporated to dry mouth and flop sweat. Awkward sequence kept on a sinking ship. Your joke lives an outdated map disappearing in a gust. The audience drifting away and the lifeboats watching horror as your act splinters apart on the rocks. Slipping into the abyss you almost welcome. The end. But it isn't all bad being a comic. Up there on the stage, sometimes the stars align and you strike gold, breaking open a rich vein of laughter that spreads throughout the room, the audience lapping up every punchline like kittens crowding a bowl of milk. And you just ride that wave all night long. Some comics call that destroying. Others say they crushed. But in my book, when you pitch that perfect game, when the comedian has that perfect set, you say, tonight, I killed.
All right.
By the way, best use of a fan, I have to say.
I like to give it up. Let me give it up to Grimes, who's on the phone on the call here, who did all the camera work and helped with mostly all of the sound and did a great job on all those cool shots. Thank you, Eerie.
Yeah, I'm actually in that movie, and
as you can tell, I'm more into the montage scenes than the actual. But there is acting, and there's some great scenes with Eerie, and the climax is a great. I was really happy with it. Never having made a movie ever, it was crazy and fun and a lot of stress, but I'm pretty happy with how this ends.
And I have to say that so the movie is basically, it's about comedians. It's about a comedian, and it's a fun little movie, and it was great because there was Jason's never shot a movie before, so things would happen like the sound person didn't show up, and then Grimes, who is basically a one-man film company, would just show up and be like, "That's cool. We just need someone to hold the boom." And like,
we have Uriah who showed up. Yeah.
Like,
I knew I was getting. It's hard for me to do anything small. I knew I was getting too into the weeds when I was like, I met Uriah like location scouting with his to do some drone shots, like some practice shots. I'm like, I think I'm biting off more than I chew. And Grimes is like, we got to keep this more simple. And Eerie's like, we can't be doing green screen. I'm like, oh, we'll just green screen it in my garage. And you guys are like, let's trim this fucking script down. It needs to get right down. So it was a very great lesson in editing. I'm very good at editing with songwriting, cutting stuff to get it really short, but trying to cut the movie down was was interesting. I think my script was 23 pages at one point, got it down to 8.
Woo! The biggest thing I think about when you're filmmaking is you got to be careful if you're on a tight leash as far as time.
Yeah.
You really need to make sure that you don't have a ton of sets. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You can't.
I was organized for sure. I had all the shots down.
You were amazingly organized. And I have to say, I'm not going to lie. I was like, we're going to go on the set with Donald Duck and he's going to be like, wow, 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 wow. Like very upset and very like, and you were amazing. You were fucking tight. It was tight. It was really, really, I was really impressed with your organization and everything.
I only missed one shot, but Grimes was really very helpful. I didn't, he set up the shots great and I didn't have to worry about that. It's good shit.
Yeah. I've done a bunch of acting and this was the way it was shot was very cool. And Jason doesn't really want to extrapolate, but it's very cool. It's very noir. It's about like a comic going on stage and bombing and go ahead, Jason, just kind of like his
just a dark comedy with a twist ending because I had to use the wheels, that's when the wheels fell off. So yeah, I found that great voiceover narrator. I posted on the Bay Area Filmmakers site and he sent me his reel and he got the job when he did a bunch of national promo commercials and it got to the A1 steak sauce. He's like, A1 steak sauce. And I'm like, you're hired. That's it. I just stopped the whole reel. I'm like, A1, it was just perfectly baritone. And I was going for the old, if you ever watch those old Bill Curtis, American Justice, those old narrated, that old Chicago host, or Leslie Nielsen from Airplane. So it's combining all my favorite things like Peter Sellers and Pink Panther, Monty Python, and all that kind of stuff. I guess you can't say Woody Allen and Louis C.K., but well-behaved Louis C.K.'s and Woody Allens when they're not raping people and pulling their penises out.
Right, without the molestation and the sexual violence.
Let me go turn off my.
Great. It was great, and it was a fun shoot to do because we did it really fast, and it's good. And I played the sassy. What was it, like the sassy cocktail waitress?
Yeah.
And then the best part about it was that in the description of my character, it's like she's older than she looks, but when you get close, you can tell she's washed up. And I'm like, motherfucker, why? You don't even have to put that in there. You could have just said sassy cocktail waitress. No. She's slutty with the right guy. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
You're playing an older type. That's all. I had a line. It was.
Yeah, I'm old. It's fine, but it was just kind of hilarious. And then I can't tell the end, but he was just. And then the whole time I'm fucking with him because I always pick on Jason because he's fun to pick on.
And that's why I knew you'd be good for the part because you're breaking Chad's balls. Fun fact. I had Ryan Goodcase was my lead and he dropped out. I think Chad's a much better person because Chad has the theatrical background.
And also I feel like Chad has a little bit more. He's okay with humility. You know what I mean? Like
he's easy to work with.
He's fine with humility. Like he's not.
Not to spoil the ending, he was totally fine with me putting all that fake blood on him. So that was cool.
Oh, that was amazing. Well, we can't, but don't give away the end. Don't give away the end.
But yeah, so I'll post it. I'll post this when I post the director's cut on YouTube. But yeah, but next Friday mine's on. I think Brian's is on the next night, and that was 6 to 9, and that rolls right into the awards show. We could win a Spirit Award, but probably not.
Oh my God, I love Airplane. Never ordered the chicken. I think it was the fish that killed everybody. But yes,
I remember I had the lasagna. Yeah.
But my favorite is Call for Clearance, Clarence.
You're right. You're right. It was a fish.
It was.
Yeah.
Only because I've seen that movie. That's one of my all-time favorite movies.
Thank you. Me too, girl.
I saw that in the theater with my parents when I was.
Oh my God! The best part.
And Jason, I was your parents.
Oh my God!
Like 1/3 of the sexual innuendo went over my, and all that sexual innuendo went over my head. I'm like, what?
Do you like
under and you were
Jimmy?
You were over under and you were underdone.
All right, let's get to Brian before the hour is up. Let's get to the other filmmaker here. Come on.
No, Brian, let's do this, man. Tell us about your movie? Something about pop.
I need to
turn him into a host, and then we can watch his show.
I'm making you host, Brian. Here we go. Boom.
You want a preference a little bit, like what?
I mean, it's actually first of all, I'm hoping I can actually show you anything.
I know
It was
you
it was
can.
it was really the whole thing. So we got the topic of wheels, and to be honest, I was like, I have no fucking clue what to do with that. And I was just having a phone conversation with my girlfriend, and we were talking about. We ended up somehow talking about Pop-Tarts and whether or not they were better with or without frosting, and that turned into this whole thing where I went, "Oh, I've got it." And so I sort of created this thing where it's a combination of where robbery and relationships and artificial sweetener meet. So that's
Wow, that is.
and it was all about, my whole thing about it was knowing that I had limited amount of time. It was about what can I just write and easily edit. And I went very fucking Orson Welles on it. I don't know if I'm going to actually be able to connect anything to show you guys. But my whole thing was I wanted to do as much of everything as possible. So I wrote it. I wrote it with my girlfriend, and she actually contributed a great deal amount to it. But I directed it. I did the edit. I wrote the music. Hired a buddy of mine that I'd worked on another movie with down in Southern California, and he shot it. But everything else was sort of like, I was just like, I'm just going to make it. It's all about me. It's a total ego thing.
I hear you, brother.
So that's what I did. And
You want me to try playing it on my end, or can you see you're sharing the screen green button?
well, hang on, let me see what I got.
Down at the bottom it says share screen. You can just share your player. I was able to just share my.
So we got that, and
Oh shit.
oh shit.
Looks like we might be able to do it. 9 Inch Nails. Yep. Oh.
Just go here.
Our pronoun is going to be.
Huh? Are you sure about this?
I am telling you, every week, same time, same driver, same route, everything. And tomorrow is the delivery. Nobody's going to expect a hit like this. We're going to be in and out of there so fast, nobody's going to know what happened until it's too late.
You better be right about this. I need these. I've got promises to keep on where they end up.
You know, don't you worry, baby. When you see the size of this shipment and you see the number of these sugar-coated morsels, it's going to blow. God, it's good.
What did you just say?
What? When? What?
Just now. About the sugar coated?
I was saying, when you see the number of these amazing sugar.
Stop right there. Why sugar coated? We talked about this.
Yeah, we talked about it, and I just kind of.
And what? For fuck's sake. Don't start this bullshit again. I feel like a fucking hamster on a wheel. I don't care about what you and your stupid junkie friends have to say about it.
Whoa, hold it. I thought I told you to leave my friends out of this. They are not
Hey.
They're not junkies. They just like to keep the good stuff around for when they need it.
You're a bunch of fucking idiots. Bunch of no talent, no clue, no taste losers. They wouldn't know it was good if you gave them $1 million while you were blowing them. If this score is going to pay off, I'm telling you, strawberry Pop-Tarts are better without frosting.
Oh, Christ. Here we go.
They taste better.
Oh my God.
So
I love the way she says "for fuck's sake." I like it.
That is ridiculous. And I loved it. So, all right, now go back to regular. Can you?
I'm trying to. I'm like, what have I done?
It's okay. We're almost at the end of the show anyway.
I got a question. What's your girlfriend's name, Brian? Sorry.
Kasha.
Has she done acting or theater or anything like that?
No, in fact, she does finance and she plays bass. So
I'm actually very impressed. I'm very impressed.
You guys' chemistry really good. I like that scene.
well, yeah, that's and so you know how good the fucking is. So anyway.
Oh, nice. Somebody's getting late.
All right. Well, you know what? I don't know if you can go back to regular. We are just
Stop
about
sharing.
there. You go.
There we go.
Guys. Well, I'm excited. What's the name of your movie again, Brian?
Well, it's PTSD, which stands for Pop-Tart Sugar Debate.
Oh my God. That's awesome. That's terrific. Check out
Thank you.
PTSD, which is it's a porno that going to be. And Jason, I'm sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. And Jason, yours is Tonight I Killed, which
Yeah, it's premiering
I
next
actually,
Friday.
I'm in the movie. And yay! And I want to thank Jason so much and Deneen. Thank you guys for contributing. You guys, I love that you guys know my Venmo, even though I don't have to tell you anymore because you guys are old fans of the show.
Thank you.
Not old as in old, but old as in longtime fans. Because we don't like to talk about being old. I want to say thank you so much to Deneen and Melanie and my dad for tuning in, and Jason for tuning in. Thank you guys so much.
I'm going to give you some bonus hair metal stuff from the 90s in the chat. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my God. I'm so excited. I want to say thank you so much to Jason Cole. Thank you so much. Comedian, musician, and filmmaker. Woo!
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
Eerie.
Jason Cole. Ryan Crow, thank you so much. Comedian, musician, and filmmaker. Woo!
We're all
Eerie
going to be
Diamond,
famous.
comedian, actor, not musician, but you know, hung out with some. All right. Thank you guys so much for showing up. I really appreciate it. See you guys next time. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys. Woo! Woo!
Bye, Deneen. Bye, Melanie.
Bye, Denise. Bye, Melanie. Bye, Jason.
Bye, Dad.
John Boy.
Bye, Dad.
Bye, Jason. And Jason and Brian.
Cheers, brother.